Sofi Technologies recently released earnings, and I have to change my entire thesis on Sofi Technology, ticker symbol SOFI. So this video is going to be on Sofi Technologies. I'm just going to go over the different news that came out, the different remarks that management made over that, and what a lot of people I see on YouTube and I see reading articles, they seem to have missed that I think are hidden nuggets that everyone should know to just make sure that you're investing in it for the right reason. First off, I had predicted like a few months ago that they would beat they do a great beat on member ads, and they barely beat EPS. I was completely wrong. So they destroyed EPS, going from 2 cents per share to 6 cents per share, which is mind-blowing. And then they beat member ads from 700K to 800K. That's still a sizable beat, but I expected more, like a lot more for member ads and a lot less for EPS. I could blame the political landscape and how there's a heightened sense of uncertainty in the markets, in the economy in general. You don't know anything about the tariffs. You don't know anything about what the administration is going to do. You could blame all these things. I could say that because of those things, maybe Sofi took a different approach and then maybe focused more on kind of staying safe and not growing too fast during this. But that doesn't make me correct or anything, so I'm still wrong. But I wonder if that is the case. Anyways, let's turn to how my thesis changed on Sofi Technologies. So before, I had always remarked that Sofi has the best customers, and they had low default rate and high credit score, people that were looking for loans. So they had the best customer, and that's one of the things that separated them from the rest of the financial institutions and the rest of the banks, etc. Also using that cohort of people, they also had really good data on how the economy was doing. That last earnings report denies that thesis completely. Anthony Noto almost directly states and directly denies that any notion of that being true, or that being the thesis for Sofi. In earnings, they say, if we can actually deliver a loan to the loan platform business that are meaningfully outside the credit box, say 600 to 680, then the revenue stream there is going to be even much larger than it is today. Later on, we declined 100 billion of loan applicants. 100 billion. That means we've done all the work of building our brand, of driving the demand, of going through the application process to tell $100 billion. More than $100 billion, no. Management, Sofi Technologies, management, they want a piece of the pie. They want a piece of that $100 billion of loan fees that they could generate. So what does that mean? They want to target now that cohort of people, the people that are more risky to loan to. They want a piece of the pie. So in my opinion, that cohort of people that they're originally targeting, right? The high credit score, like 740 average credit score, low default rate, those people, that was their foot in the door to get anyone to start using their loan platform business, i.e. Fortress Group, i.e. Blue Owl, right? That high credit score cohort of people was the product to kind of incentivize those people that are looking for that cohort of people to lend to join the loan platform business. And once they're in the loan platform business, they'll realize how good that LPB is, and they'll continue using it, which is exactly what happened. Fortress Group just added another $3.2 billion sometime in May, I think, or sometime in March, because they liked it that much, right? You can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows that it's a good product, no one uses it, then it doesn't matter, right? So they needed to keep that, so that I think that they had that cohort of people just to incentivize someone to go onto the loan platform in order to start getting those servicing fees for originating those loans. When those people continue to use the LPB, then that will prove in a sense that the LPB is a good service. The fact that they have satisfied customers, Fortress Group and Blue Owl, that will attract other financial institutions to use the LPB, right? So I guess in a certain sense, my thesis wasn't 100% incorrect, because I did say that one of their main businesses is customer as a service or customer as a product for those financial institutions. Sofi Technologies is playing matchmaker between loaner and loanee. If they can attract, which I think that is their goal right now, to attract other financial institutions that are less risk averse, right? That are more willing to take on more risky loans, i.e. the cohort of people with credit scores between 600 and 680, SoFi can still play that matchmaker, and they can still match loaner and loanee without shouldering any risks and still get that loan servicing fee. And I honestly do believe that those financial institutions, they will join the LPB because they see this case study. They see Fortress Group. I mean, like, okay, so anyone can praise a company, anyone can praise a product, but those can all just be deceitful, they can be lies. But actions speak the truth. And you see Fortress Group adding another 3.2 billion with a B, $3.2 billion. They added another $3.2 billion to the original $2 billion. So that's $5.2 billion to the loan platform business because they trust it that much, they like the service that much. That just proves that the loan platform business, SoFi's loan platform business, is a good business. It has something that other things don't have. Maybe it costs less and has less overhead than other ways of originating loans. Maybe it's faster, it's quicker. They have a more defined target audience, like they can more precisely target a specific cohort of people. Maybe, whatever. Other financial institutions see that they're making money, right? They see that Fortress Group and Blue Owl are making money. And then those other financial institutions also want a piece of the pie because they see that like those companies, those financial institutions that are working with SoFi are succeeding, and they're gonna want some of the action. If that's the case, when those less risk-averse companies join the loan platform business, then SoFi will be able to, they succeed in their wish of getting a piece of the pie, of getting the servicing fees of the $100 billion of loan applications that they actually rejected in the past. That money they will be able to take some of that money. But that's not it. I think, in my opinion, that SoFi is aiming for being this matchmaker in not just loans, but in everything that they do, everything that you see, right? So SoFi is a flywheel, right? Just because like they have multiple products. Imagine if every single one of those products SoFi was, again, a matchmaker in that, right? So for example, maybe instead of being a loan platform business, you now have a mortgage platform business. You have a investment platform business, right? You can have like a travel or recreation platform business. You're just matchmaking between a customer and some other business, right? They're already, like with the recreation, they're already working with Wyndham Hotels. They're already working with Expedia, right? With respect to the investment, right? They're already adding more and more ways to invest, right? They're adding ways to invest in private companies or companies that are pre-IPO. That's basically the same thing because you're matching a loaner, right? Which is actually the public in this case, or SoFi's customers, with company that wants to IPO in the future or that is seeking some type of raising, right? Like fundraising. You can kind of see a path where SoFi is slowly achieving this dream of being a matchmaker for everything that they have on their flywheel. See, and that's the craziest thing where everyone is saying, like everyone and everyone's grandma is saying, oh, SoFi, like, yeah, their loan platform business is good, but their technology is trash, right? Their technology always does not meet the mark, right? Galileo, Technisys, they overpaid for it, whatever. What do you think is the infrastructure that the loan platform business is built on? What do you think is one of their moats, which is the loan platform business, and how good it is, apparently, according to just the actions of Blue Owl, of Fortress? Without Galileo and without Technisys, do you think the loan platform business would exist? The technology, you could just, honestly, you could say that the loan platform business, if you just put all the money that they earned on the loan platform business and threw that on top of Galileo, on top of their tech sector, the tech part of SoFi Technologies is killing it. And that's just one part of the pie, right? Currently, I'm just saying that they're attracting a lot of financial institutions to the platform, right? But what about the customers? If they only have same stagnant, ungrowing, like customer base, that's useless, right? Eventually they're going to run out of customers to lend money to or whatever. But that's not the case. First, you see the membership ads, right? Went from 700k to 800k in a period of peak uncertainty, they still made member ads. And of those members that were added, another quote from the earnings report, among the SoFi Plus subscribers who are completely new to SoFi, over 75% adopted at least a second product, and over 40% adopted a third product within the 30 days of enrollment. You have to think, how many products does SoFi have on their flywheel, and how many members are they adding? This quarter, they added 800K. They're saying that of that 800K, 75% of them are using 2 products within the first month, and then 40% of them are using 3 products within the first month. It's not just 800K new members means 800K new like matches they can make between a financial institution and this customer. It's 800K that will use the first product, and then it's another 600K that will use a second product, and then it's another 40% of we'll say 300 something K that will use a third product, right? So overall, that 800K members ended up creating like 1.5 million, is that right? 800 plus 600 plus 300, so like 1.67 million new products from 800K new users, right? That just almost becomes exponential. And imagine if you have more and more people, like over time they use more and more products, right? Instead of just using 1, 2, or 3 products, they use 4, 5, or 6, right? It just keeps growing. I always sound like a perma bull. I always sound like a smooth brain bull whenever I'm talking about SoFi, but like, people are completely missing the mark, in my opinion, on SoFi Technologies. I just think, in my opinion, SoFi is going places, right? My thesis may have changed, but honestly, it's even more bullish than it was before. Also, the things that SoFi or that management talk about on the earnings report just make it almost unshortable, to the point where they can pull anything out of a hat at any time, right? Crypto, options, right? They mentioned both of those things on the earnings call. They can, there's so many other things, right? At any time, they might ink another deal with another financial institution to join the loan platform business. Galileo might find more customers to co-brand debit cards, right? I don't know. I just think that SoFi is going places. I'm here for it. Have a good day. Go SoFi.